One of the missionary, Thomas Baker, died in our Fiji in 1875 because the preaching of the missionaries that time were against some of the things that they used to live with. Then Thomas Baker overreached one of the chief's heads and grabbed out the comb that was touched. From there, then they changed. We are not allowed to touch anybody's head. So when the chief dies in those days, the tradition dictates that everything that belongs to the chief shall be buried with him, including the first lady. Two choices are given to the lady: either she have to be clapped to death, then buried with the chief, or buried alive with the chief.
Welcoming you to斐濟Culture Village. Our program this morning, so after this we'll start off for the tour. The tour, you take the tour around the village and have the guide, and the guide will explain every demonstration inside the village. So after the tour, you'll come back straight here and the group will perform you a welcoming ceremony, which is a kava ceremony. After the kava ceremony, you'll be given time. The group will perform your traditional dance. After the traditional dance, after everything, then we'll sing you the farewell song, and your guide will take you straight to the restaurant that is on the other side of the village for you to have your lunch. You have your lunch. After having your lunch, and you will be at departure time. Your transport will be waiting to take you taxi.
他们有一种叫kava，叫做泥浆可乐，
我靠，
就是他们好天然饮品。
是哦，哦，我知道了，没，
我今天会有这个呢，对。
很难喝呢。
Boleh binaka family, boleh binaka.
Gula. Gula.
Thank you. You ready for the tour?
Yes. Yes.
By the way, we have our friends from Netherlands and Tahiti, all the way from France. Then our families there from other states. Where are you from?
Taiwan.
Taiwan. Australia. Singapore. Thank you. So we are from Fiji. So you are all Fijian today. So this is a kind of experience that we love to share with for you to be a part of our family as well. My name is Valentino. I will be a guide in a tour inspections around our village in which you'll see the various aspects of village lives and the activities of old Fiji. Which means most of the things that I'll share through the tour, these are the things that were practiced by our forefathers. First of all, our Fiji was known as a cannibal country. But for us Fiji nowadays, we are trying our very best not to be like our forefathers. But we'll have to showcase parts of the world. Probably you are looking at the very friendless cannibal people that's standing today. Through the tour, you are allowed to take photos anytime you want, as much as you like, videos of anything. Nobody will stop you. So the wall here, those are some of the historic events that took place in our Fiji from the 1800s until 2009. Next section here, this is some of our native birds that we have them in our Fiji. Most of these birds are endangered nowadays because they are overhunted by our forefathers. Why? Because they are so beautiful to them. Our forefathers, whatever beautiful to them, they go until it touches the lips. So they kill most of the native birds. Kill the bird, eat the bird, then use the feathers of the bird to degrade up some of the materials that they used back in those days. Today we are saving our birds, but our fish today are filled up with some of the new things, like minor bird, a kind of a noise bird that we have in Fiji.
这个鱼叫什么？
好像鹦鹉鱼吧。
So when they kill the enemy, they'll cook the enemy's body in the other oven.
All the body?
All the body. All the body.
At this time, there were no pigs, no chickens.
We have pigs.
Before, long time ago.
Yes.
Okay.
They said this is much tastier than animal. But we were so lucky today just telling
他在讲食人族吗？
If we practice that once more, then no, you won't be standing here. Nobody will be standing in our feet today. So that is how the family house set up in those days on the side like that. And this is the kitchen. Why the kitchen have to be separated? Because of the fire. For their belief, if the kitchen catches fire, only the kitchen have to be destroyed. Everything will be safe inside the living house. One family, one kitchen as such. But today, most of the kitchen are under one roof. Kitchen and all. Kitchen, bedroom. So when accident do happen nowadays, most of the families, they also get burned down together with a house. Rules of the kitchen back then in Fiji, man is not allowed inside the kitchen. That is the same rule. Because in Fiji, we said women cooked. Or otherwise, women are also known as cook queen. But in Samoa, men are do cooking. That's why they call it cooking. Here in Fiji, cook queen. So 2 meals a meal that was served in those days. Breakfast and dinner, nobody have to miss the meal. If you miss breakfast, wait for dinner. If you miss dinner, wait for breakfast. When women cooked. Today for us men, we do cooking today. So that's why we change cook queen to cooking today. So we are the best cooker of the family today. When we cook, not only 2 meals a meal, breakfast and dinner. We do breakfast, lunch, dinner, morning tea, afternoon tea, supper, snacks, dessert. When we do get tired of cooking at home, that's why we have Burger King, McDonald's. That's why most of us men end up like today. So this is the life that was showcased by our forefathers in those days. Would you like to see how we started up the fire?
Yes. Yes.
We use matches. Everybody use matches nowadays. But our forefathers, they do the rubbing of 2 pieces of stick together. Next up, their family. This is see how we start up the fire. Rubbing of 2 pieces of sticks, family. The way we make fire, or forefathers make fire in those days. Secret is that 2 pieces of sticks must be the same and thoroughly dried. There you are. That is the very first stage. Started up with amber. Dried leaves, coconut fibers will help them to build up the amber, become a much bigger one. So when they have the fire, transfer the fire to 5 feet and add woods all the time to keep the fire going day and night. There you are, family. Let's give her an applause.
Thank you very much. Pinaka.
So when you go back at home, you can try this method. Any wood will do, as long as the 2 pieces of sticks must be the same. It's either pine wood or oak wood, red wood, robin wood, Hollywood, Bollywood, doesn't matter. As long as they are the same. Thank you, family.
Pinaka, enjoy tour.
Thank you. 你做陶器吗？
要做陶器。
陶土做的陶器。
But in molding, things are only done by hand, no spinning wheels, flat stick for tapping the outside part, round stone for the beginning of the inner side shape. So when the article is already molded, it have to be air dried inside. A drying process will take a month or 2. Please have a closer look, then pass them around.
怎么捏的？对，小心哦。看一下图案，压出来的。
Have a look in this one, then pass them around.
OK，
It will come the
烧
other
制
way
过
around.
的。 很重。
So when the article are thoroughly dried, then we have to bake the article in open fire. Article need to be wrapped around with the coconut thorns and set it on fire. When they do get red hot out from the fire, they remove out the article like this.
Oh.
They use the sticks that time, not the fingers. When the article is red hot, then we have to glaze the article with the sap of the plant. This sap in here. Article is red hot, sap melt like wax. Glazing of the pottery is finished product to science like varnish. These are the most valuable articles that brought wealth in terms of bartering back in old Fiji. And furthermore about pottery back in old Fiji, all the women must wear flowers for the women to tell the man whether they're married or not. For those who have flowers on the right side, they are married. On the left side, are single. Right is married, left is single. The one on this side here, that is sago palm leaves. Did you see the difference? Yeah. The world is fighting for the global warming, climate changes. As for us in the Pacific, we are the victim of this crisis. We prefer plastic, ladies and gentlemen. Cutting down trees every year do a lot of damage rather than making plastic. 1,300 villages that we have in our Fiji, if we use the same material. Remember how many trees died in a year. Some is not only 1 year, like 8 months. If you hit by the cyclone or a hurricane, then that's it. So when the changes comes into our Fiji, we stick on the good side of the changes. That's why we're minimizing the using of plastic nowadays in our Fiji. So family, here's some of the club. I'll tell you the name and show you how it was used. And we also need volunteers for the demonstration as well. Kind of club like this, we call this rally. It is only carried by the great warriors of the chief when they go out in the battlefield in a close combat. They work any part of the body where they place the club. Victims and the guys, the son of life, jump over the body, place this part on the neck like this. Would you like to try? Try it on him. And the other one in here, we call this Totokia. Totokia is said to be derived from the third pellet. One of the great fighters used the club to piece at the spike straight into the forehead without smashing the whole skull bone. Later the skull have to be ripped into half. Top part of the skull will be taken to the temple for the priest kava bowl while drinking kava in religious ceremony. Whoever carries this will be recognized as the marksman. Marksmen, they fought in a close combat. But our marksmen are this, they're well trained. In our Fiji, we have bows and arrows. It was not allowed to be used in the fight. Real fight, security club, like those in the photos, as well as this in the belt. Because it was arranged for them to fight, they know the rules. There are no surprise attack or ambush are done. They respect the rules of war. Today we have a new ways of killing that we can make in a war. Press a button. Suicide bombers as we do some they do nowadays. Those are some of the new ways. But watching those days in our Fiji, it was meant to be having a close combat. They were built in that kind of life from our forefathers, not us. We are so smooth and soft now. Cannibal folk, when they kill the enemy, cook the bodies, eat them up, tear up the flesh, remove out the eyeballs, brain straight into the mouth.
Yummy.
The good thing about the forefathers or the cannibal people in those days, they never share how human tastes like. That is a kind of good thing that we love. One of the missionaries, Thomas Baker, died in our Fiji in 1875. Because the preaching of the missionaries that time were against some of the things that they used to live with. Then Thomas Baker overreached one of the chief's head and grabbed out the comb that was touched. From there, then they changed. We are not allowed to touch anybody's head. Or even if we walk across the house while others seated, we walk in a manner to show respect for those who are seated. Otherwise, we use our knee. Once you reach the doorways, then you can stand. That is how powerful the head of a person is in our Fijian custom. We have special people. They are the only people allowed to dress up our head now. That time in our Fiji. Today, most of these heads are touched by the barber shop or the barbers that do haircut in town. That's why we run to the town to dress up our heads. So coconut is a very symbolic plant in the Pacific with 150 leaves. Starting from the top leaves, we make baskets like that, hat, and a fan to keep it cool in a hot day. The mid part of the leaf vein, broom for sweeping, cobwebs, and also useful for our mothers when our mothers in a bad temper, they change the other way around. Do you still beat your kids at home? Parents? No? Yes? Maybe?
Yes.
Sometimes.
No, but for...
In our Fiji, when the rice comes into a Fiji, sorry, if it doesn't sound good to you. When the rice comes into our Fiji, we are not allowed to beat the kids. From the coconut shells drinking bowl, that is kava bowl. Have you tasted kava?
Yes.
Yeah.
For those who haven't tried, early morning I like before only complete the tour, then we'll perform a kava ceremony. Remember, it doesn't taste like the one that you've been drinking daily at home. Beer, it is different from kava. Kava, you can also get drunk from kava, but worse than beer. When you get drunk in kava, like after you go to your lips or tongue can get numb. When you get drunk or dope, you go like this. Lazy to talk, but a good listener. But if you really have it drunk in kava, we prefer them take a sleep. Rest for 3 hours and you can manage to walk. If not, penguin must walk like this. Get worse like a penguin. So, from the coconut shells, we are drinking bowl like this, all these kind of things, soup ladle, right up to bikini tops. Yesterday, he told the ladies one size fits all. From the fibers of the coconut, we make rope for tank poles, beams, rafters, even prisoners of Washington State, right up to the belt today. And all the utensils here, they all are from the coconut trunk. Today, we make these kind of things. Back in those days, coconut trunk are only laid across rivers as bridges. So why is the bottle there that is coconut oil? Like keep us warm in the cold season. Do never apply that and go for suntan in our Fiji. Otherwise you'll get cooked or fried. There's a phrase goes like this, family with a word from the coconut. Yanga vakaniu, sanganaka embu. Can you say that word? Okay, you go with me. Yanga vakaniu, sanganaka embu. Thank you. Okay, one more time. Yanga vakaniu, sanganaka embu. There you are. Okay, together as a group on my count to 3. 1, 2, 3.
Too long, sorry.
Please make a line in here. Make a line in here. Yanga vakaniu, sanganaka embu, which means useful as a coconut. Nothing is wasted of food. Within a holidays family, never relax or sleep under a coconut tree. Remember, falling nuts do worse damage. 20 cases in a year. I don't want you to be a list or part of the 20. Some they get lucky enough, get hit by the coconut, but they return back from the ice. Some it is too late, we have to say goodbye. So stay safe. We have a lot of communities around Fiji, places that you go to. Hotel, it is safe. Because it is the right to remove the coconut before they get big. So if you check at the hotel, that's why they send the coconut in the hotel are much, because there are no coconuts. Coconut is very expensive as well, but a kind of healthy juice, no artificial flavor or added sugar, everything is really inside.
你有钱，只有我们3个，你更不自在，因为你连演都不能演。
The beautiful lady inside the house there with a golden flower on the yammy. That's his marriage. I'm not sure about that. For us men today, we don't trust flowers anymore. Some of the flowers are just for decoration. Some of the flowers in the morning stays on the left. When it goes, then it goes to the right. Some stays from the right, then when it goes, it comes back to the left.
Okay.
Let's give her an applause.
So family, welcome to the Made and Basket Weaving House. We weave made in 2 types of leaf. First is the island flax leaf, and the second one is the swamp flax leaf. Here are 2 types of mat, which they used back in the olden days. For this one here, it was on from the island flax leaf, which we call in Fijian boy boy. Those leaves bring it up back here. Let's try to leave here. And this one, it grows a lot in the swampy places, which we call it imbekuta. It is soft and flexible. Back in the olden days, this is the chief's sleeping mat. Only for the chief and no one else. It is soft and flexible. But remember, today anyone can be a chief because every handicraft shop in town, they do sell. Process of making mat, it will take us a long time to complete one, like this one. A long time in Fiji time. First we have to cut down the leaves, strip out the 30 side edges, we roll it in the manner, then we have to boil the flax. After boiling it, we throw it into the sun for sun dried. When the leaves are thoroughly dry, we bring it inside the house for the process of flattening, stripping, and out of weaving. To complete one sleeping mat like this, family, completely takes us a month to complete one. Black stripe on the mat. First we have to bury the white flax into the mud for 4 days. So we dug it out, we wash it properly. We boil it together with a special plant, calling in Fijian lalawaibou. Change the color into black, a permanent black that doesn't wash out. The rest of the color, as you can see, today we prefer using the modern dyes. And the colorful wool on the mat. Back in the olden days, our forefathers, they used to kill the parrot birds. They eat the bird. They use the feather of the birds for the finishing up of our shapes mat. Nowadays, we buy wool from Australia and New Zealand. We no longer kill the birds. We save the birds. We use this modern color wool, but we name it after our parrot bird, which we call in Fijian. Thank you, family. If there is no other question, then I will hand back to Tino.
Thank you, family. Let's do it one more time. There are no manual teaching nowadays. Most of the teaching are done through internet, website. That is one way. It is hard for us. That's why we start up the culture to maintain some of the traditions alive. Thank you, family.
Naka. Sotatale.
Say that word, sotatale.
Sotatale.
One more time.
Sotatale.
The other one. Okay, I'm going to do it together as a group. Sotatale. 1, 2, 3.
Sotatale.
Sotatale refers to see you again. Would you like to learn another new word?
Yes.
The other one is Sanga Nalanga.
Sanga Nalanga.
Sanga Nalanga.
Sanga Nalanga.
Okay, you go like this. Sanga Nalanga.
Sanga Nalanga.
There you are. Thank you. Sanga Nalanga, there is no worries.
No worries.
Otherwise, you can sing like this. Hakuna Matata. Thank you for coming inside here. Our native cloth making house, our native cloth is called Masi. Get to fill them, then pass them around.
But we have in
Tahiti as well.
Same.
So, Masi, generally known as tapa, pass them around, please. It is out from the bark of the plant, which we cut the tree down, strip out the bark from the trunk as one piece. Place the bark on top of the bench. Use the wooden mallet to beat up the bark. Take that extent. Add another one. Beat them together. When it comes to a request like this, drying and the applying a pattern. Stencils are used in those days, family. It is out from the bamboo. As the bamboo stencils. Carve the patterns on the bodies of the bamboo. They soak this into the dyes, and it have to be rolled on top of a plain margin that print out the pattern. But the colors of our native cloth, white is the original color, brown is out from the special red clay called Fijanumea, black is out from the charcoal that been crushed to powder. It was used by our forefathers as they everyday wear. Today we prefer this kind. And some that do prefer wearing mashi or native clothing to these ceremonies, like wedding as a wedding dress. For those who do order the wedding dress a month or two before the ceremony, but it was like $1,000 worth of clothes if you want to wear them in the wedding ceremony. I prefer my $40 price, much less money I use. And the plant, that is the plant that is approaching there. That is our native plant, or our native cloth plant. Family plant of mulberry. Any questions, family? You all good? Are you sure? Of course. If you wish to buy the material like this, please maintain the cloth dried at all times. The moment you throw them in the washing machine, first say goodbye to the cloth. Second, fix the machine, otherwise buy a new machine. It do a lot of damage as well. That's why in traditional ceremonies, for those who wear them as a wedding dress, they wear them nicely out in a good sunny day like today. If you wear them out in a heavy rain, this is the outcome of wearing out in the heavy rain. Then fall off into pieces. Thank you, family. We'll continue to our next house. That is a tree.
What's the name of the tree?
It is a family plant of mulberry.
Mulberry.
But it is a mashi tree that we call that in Egypt.
You use large, big, a big tree, huh?
No.
This one.
This is, yes, this is.
Wow.
The small piece just combined together.
Yes, we bind them together and beat them.
Good. 台湾构树，台湾一大堆。
这区有没有很台湾感？
台湾感，但是他们只有雌性，没有雄性，所以他们是无性生殖的。
Float into the hole. Try like this. Almost, yeah? You want to try?
Oh, better. No, I don't want to try. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I just take a sip.
Okay. So our family, this is a fisherman's hut. Fishermen get dedicated to fishing livelihood of catching fish. Mode of transportation that they use in those days bamboo raft when they go out fishing rivers. Planning to go out in the sea, traveling from one island to the other, they use a double hull canoe, called pigeon brewer. Fish trap like this one, we call this vobo. What they normally does, they throw the bait into the point, and the fish goes inside for the bait, comes to the narrow part of the trap. This is where most of the fish will get trapped. Not enough space for them to turn around and get there. Most of the fish only have the chance to move forward at all times, then a reverse gear for the fish. And down here, this is the turtle net. In our Fiji family, sorry, we catch, kill, and eat turtle. It's very delicious. Have you tried turtle meat? Would you like to eat turtle? Sure, already did that. Long time ago in that. So, when it comes, would you like to eat turtle? No. It is a kind of silly question that I do ask. And a big question is, why no?
Because they are in danger.
They were in danger. Some they do say that. Some they do say it is a kind of cute thing. If you say cute to turtle, you should say cute to chicken or lamb as well. So today we stop doing that. We have to protect, doesn't it? We have to protect. A kind of species, turtle is the kind of species that could live for more than 400 years. From our belief, from our forefathers, when they consume turtle, the life of turtle could give, like, could live in them. That is their belief. But it's just a matter of this section here. The S section. Stop. So today we stop doing that in our Fiji, like the protecting of our climate as well. Just like our turtle. They are the victim. Climate changes, we are the victim. So we have to balance up those. We have to stop killing turtles and we have to fight for this climate change. And when a fisherman had a good catch, they blow horns to advise that they had a good catch. Would you like to hear this? The very last time I did this from young age, the sun doesn't come out from the cords, actually. That is a worst one. Anybody want to try? Like we have two cons in here. This one here, it could give a big sound, but we have a lot of hole in here. Unless you block up the hole, then you can make sound of it. So they did that to advise the clan that they had a good catch for the clan members to come and give a hand to the fishermen, and the fishermen have the right to share the fish back in those days. Today they still do this kind of business. They blow coins to advise us that they had a good catch. In order to get a fish from the fisherman, we go like this. Thank you. Thank you. So we have to buy fish from the fisherman today. And our next house there, family, that is the chief's house. Before we enter the house, we are not allowed to wear shoes or hats inside. Would you like to go into the chief's house? Yes. Thank you. The rules remain the same. So once again, family, welcome to the chief's house, and that is the chief of the culture village. Hula!
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 Okay, thank you. Necklaces that they wear, hair styling of their hairs, and as well by the numbers of wives that they do had in those days. It was said in our traditions that time, the more wives, the more powerful they are. It's no problem, gentlemen, having 2 or 99 wives in those days. They have a kind of club like the one he's holding there. We call that club in Fijian Bowai. It is the wife beater. Where he used the club to beat up the wives in those days, Why do they have to beat up the wives? Remember, many wives. For the ladies, they have to hide their jealousies from the chief. If anybody get to caught with jealousies, they have the right at time to beat up those wives. Some of the wives get beaten to death, it doesn't care. One dies, she can be replaced. So today, we don't have this kind of club at home. It used to be a wife beater. They said the more wives, the more powerful they are. For us men, today we believe one is enough. Or the more problem or broke men are in our age. They born in that special position remains within the family. Some it was passed down through the firstborn son. Some it will be elected by a special council in the village. So when the chief dies in those days, the tradition dictates that everything that belongs to the chief shall be buried with him, including the first lady. She needs to go with her chief. Two choices are given to the lady. Either she have to be clapped to death, then buried with the chief, or buried alive with the chief. Which of those two choices will prefer ladies to do for your chief? Any suggestions? That is one of the ladies said yesterday. Robert turned to the husband and said, Robert, I prefer to be a second wife. So, most of the ladies that time in our Fiji, they prefer to be buried alive with their chief. Just to show the respect. Honor the chief and honorable things to do for the sake of her clan. When she did that, the tie between the two clans will never fade or end until today. But when our Fiji converted to Christianity family, we stopped the traditions of killing the lady. Today, when the chief dies, he needs to go alone. Otherwise, if they had a car accident, then they can get buried together. About that time in our Fiji, death will take us together to the new Fiji today till death do us apart. That's why we wear rings in our Fiji days, where in those days only women tell whether they married or not. They wear flowers like the one in the photo there, or like the ladies that we see through the village. We still have chiefs in our Fiji family, 1,300 villagers, numbers of chiefs that we have in our Fiji, 1,200 plus clan in our Fiji with their own chief of the clan. Then our Fiji been divided up into 14 provinces, 14 paramount chiefs. Nobody rules them, or nobody is the chief for all the chiefs. They're all equal in that same position. Any questions?
The picture?
That is one of the chiefs. The chief that the one, it's not is from his village, he's the one that consumed the bodies of Thomas Baker. Thomas Baker died in the village nearby to that, close to the chief of that, the village that where he lives. But his mother came from the side where Thomas Baker died. In our Fiji, like the place where the mother came from, he can do anything to the other side. And those people from the other side, they have the right to touch his head. So whatever he seeks from them, they'll never say no. So our powerful side for us, we have the right to conquer, to go to our side and conquer our cousin from the other side. Because whatever we ask from them, they'll never say no to us. Because they are the ones that are only allowed to touch our head. We have the right to go and do. Tell them, you can do this to me and you can say this. So they have the right at time. So whenever he asks, can I try a little bit of the body from Thomas Baker? They never gave him a piece, they give him whole because he is the one that seek for that. Would you like to have a photo with the chief?
Sure.
For those who want to have a photo, then come up here and take photos with the chief.
Yep.
So the chief just requests after the photo, gentleman will continue with the tour. You're good with that?
Yes.
So ladies, you can stay behind to become the chief's wife.
Second wife.
Thank you. Photo time family. Come right out here. Bula.
Pulang.
So this is a special tribe in Fiji, the priestly tribe. They are the only tribe allowed to enter the temple and offer the praise of Saklan in those days. So when the high priest enters the temple, normally sit in line with this long piece of white cloth. This is the line of communication between the priest and the gods. So when they offer up the praise to the gods, message from the god to return back in spiritual form through this. Then when the messages are received by the priest, so you have to send the spokesman to convey the message. Sending of messages through the beating of the drum. Different beat, different meaning. Only 2 minutes of message, yes or no. Our old religion family was known as the Vakazuru. Today is recognized as the Vakatevoro or witchcraft. Why? Whenever they pray, they need a human sacrifice. So family, would you like to pray to our gods?
No thanks.
So when our Fiji convert to Christianity, majority of us Fijian today, we are Christian. But we do respect the other religion that we live with in our Fiji. We have our Muslim friends, our Hindu friends. These are the 3 main religions that we have in our Fiji today. As human, we do have differences. But in our Fiji, there is only one thing to make us in common when it comes to sports like rugby. That is the only moment we kick our differences aside. Doesn't matter what race or religion that we go to. The only moment we love to wear the same color t-shirt. Support our team and cheer up our tiny islands of Fiji, which though comprises of 350 islands, over which 100 are inhabited. So for my belief, it is a sport, it's a kind of God by itself that could help. Doesn't matter what nation. In terms of sports, that is a time that we have to head and head together, cheer up our countries or nations. But in our Fiji, if we talk about cricket, it is not a kind of God to us in Fiji. We are not good at that. But we love to watch our other friends like Australia and New Zealand, that they play all the very best in the cricket as well. Any questions, family? So when I Fiji, if you travel around Fiji today, there'll be no temple like this standing in our Fiji. We have like church that replace the temple. That's why we all came inside with shoes. If this religion still, then we are not allowed to come inside the temple. So now family, we are coming to the very end of our tour. If there's no other questions with you, on behalf of our team here at Culture Village, it is my duty to thank each and every one of you. First of all, for choosing our Fiji to be a part of holiday destinations as we reopen 2 years after the pandemic. Secondly, to choose our Culture Village, for choosing our Culture Village to be a part of attractions for the day. We hope you did enjoy and learn a few things about us through the tour. And hopefully enjoy the rest of the day here with us. Entertainment time, please. And we invite you to come and dance with us. Make your way down and dance with us. That is the only moment that you can experience. Thank you very much. Vinaka.
对啊，如果要的话可以去喝这些。
那是米浆哦，这是米浆水。
Remember, is not an alcohol, it is a plant. First, we have to plant the stem and let it grow for 5 to 6 years. Once it gets mature, we uproot the plant and to separate the plant from its stem and wash the root properly with water. And you have to sun dry. Once it's done and dry, you have to pound it, change it to powder, and then you mix it with water.
什么？
有中药的味道。
真的？对。
试试看。
很大杯吗？
没有一点点而已。问你要去吗？我帮你看。我们尝试。草药味。
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, di kawasan ini, let's give a round of applause. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Our next program will be performed by the Fiji Council Traditional Dance Group. So first is the war dance. Before they go into battle, they have to perform a war dance to encourage them. So next is the mixed dance. We kindly request all of you to come down and join them.
去吧去吧，要不要一起？我帮你，男生也可以。那我就这样。
谢谢，我拍。
Are you ready? Yeah. And we have two lines, you have to stand behind each other.
From Netherlands, Tanzania. South Australia. This is what we can talk about.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Our last performance for the day is that the physical civilization traditional dance group will sing in February. It is called Isa. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the management and the staff, we would like to say a big thank you very much for coming to join us today. We hope that you enjoy the show. Did you enjoy the show?
Yes.
Thank you. For your comment and suggestion, please reach us from the website and our Facebook page.
哦，要抖内。
抖内啊，好，抖内，可以抖内5块。
你都快没去，没去。为什么这个钱是
丢那个丢进去？
为什么这个是透明？
隐秘一点，因为不多。
对啊，隐秘一点，妹妹，拿好一点。
去点。
放，
去啊。
去放。
好，我们现在用这个午餐来结尾，所以你社会课要学好，
然后学好，对，
底蕴那种东西，是不是这样？
你社会课是学什么台湾原住民文化？
这边跟台湾原住民是一样类似的，
这里面这里，
所以爸爸才会有兴趣。
我喷出去的面。
怎么喷的？
我刚刚想要帮妹妹拿，然后所以就分析，我进入另外一个平行宇宙，那个宇宙的导航就在我的手，然后再爆发。
你怎么可以瞎掰成这样？我只是随口问你是。
你为什么后来有下来？早不叫你下来吧。你如果今天没有下来吧，你就不知道有多好。我本来想要这样比这个。然后大家在那个比就很好笑，但是来不及，轮到我的时候就已经结束。